Okay guys, in this video I'm going to be walking you through part number 12, the index slide. This is in the metric system, so go ahead and create a standard IPT, and we are going to start on the XY plane. Anytime that you have a circular or cylindrical feature, that should be your origin. So our first thing to add is our circle, which is a diameter of 28.6, and once you have that, go ahead and create a rectangle around it. Now we can go ahead and start dimensioning this. From the center of the rectangle to the right hand side, that is 40, and our overall width from left to right is 108. Our height from top to bottom is 50, and it is locked right in place with the center. I'm going to go ahead and add some lines like this because I do have some angles that need to be taken care of. So I over exaggerated these lines, and I'm just going to use my coincident constraint to lock in with this center point here. I also want to make these two lines equal with each other. This angle is an angle of 30, and as soon as I trim this side, I should also trim this side. And this line has a length of 11 millimeters. I don't know why it didn't lock, but we'll just check it and we'll just add this dimension right here. And there we go. So finish your sketch, and we are going to extrude this by a total of 28. We are going to be adding this arced cutout right here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and place an arc something like this. I want to project my geometry, and then I want to put a point on this bottom line. From this left hand side, I'm going to click on this point, and I'm going to dimension this to be 11. I'm then going to click on my coincident constraint and click on my arc and the point, and that should lock it into place. I am also going to click on my horizontal constraint, select the center point here and the center point of the arc, which should be floating somewhere out here, and here's mine. And now this is in place, and now I can go ahead and dimension this to have a radius of 95. Now that I have this center point, all my arcs are going to be centered on this point. So I'm going to click here and put this at a 70 degree a 70 millimeter radius. And then I can lock it into place on this point, and now it's not going anywhere. And then I'm going to add this third arc, something like this, that has a radius of 82, and lock that into place as well. Now, I told you guys in the past that creating multiple features on one sketch is not possible, but I'm going to show you how it is possible. So I'm going to make these two circles. These are holes that I'm cutting out, and I'm going to make sure that they are properly located. They're 16 from the center and 32 apart. Okay, so now that I have everything there, I'm going to do my first extrusion, which is this. This has a depth of 4. It cuts into the part by 4, and I'm going to say OK. Now, as usual, my sketch disappears, but I recently discovered a new trick. If I put my mouse somewhere on something that I just created, like this arc, this cutout, and click, there's this button that appears right here that says Make Sketch Visible. And what that does is it brings back the previous sketch, and I can reuse that sketch to create new features. So because I want to cut out this circle and this circle and cut it all the way out, I can by reusing that sketch or sharing that sketch. And once I say OK, there it is, and I can click back right here and turn off that sketch that says Make Sketch Invisible. And there, I have created this feature. Next thing we need to add is 2 more cutouts. So the first cutout that I'm going to add is an overall cutout like this, that is measured from this point to this line of my rectangle, and this should be 53. I'm not going to really measure anything else. And then I'm going to put a rectangle right here. I'm going to align it, the center point of my line, with the center point of the circle. And this has a height or a width, a depth of 22. And once I have that, I can do the same process. So the first thing I'm going to extrude is this by 6, and I'm cutting it out. It disappears, but if I click right here, go to Make Sketch Visible, I can then reuse that sketch and cut this out to be, well, 16 from the back, so 28 minus 16, and make sure that you're cutting it. And there we go. Click back right here and turn off that sketch. Alright, and there you go. This part is now complete, so go ahead and save it. Once you save it, you can go ahead and bring it in on your title block. Put your front, your top, and your right side view. It is at a 1:1 scale. Say OK. This is in the metric system, so make sure that you go to Document Settings and that you switch over to the metric system. Add your center lines first. And make sure that you also add your bisectors, which are just these lines right here. We have some that cut right there and cut right here. And then anything else is kind of hard to see, so that's all you need. It is now your responsibility to go ahead and add the remaining dimensions, as well as the metric note. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.